Luke Short's girl is having a baby, so naturally they sent for Granny to fetch it into the world.
She's going all the way back to the hills for that?
That's right.
Well, don't they have anyone back there?
Oh, sure, but Luke Short owns a general store, and he can afford the best for his daughter.
And that's Granny.
Ain't none better. Funny she ain't had no calls out here.
Well, Beverly Hills is full of obstetricians.
Set in their ways, huh?
Yes.
Dad, here's the... Oh, hello, Miss Jane.
Granny?
Here's the boiled eggs and the fried chicken to eat on the train.
I hope you enjoy your trip.
I'm a doctor, Miss Jane. To me, this is just a long house call. It's a good thing you're here, Miss Jane. Don't look like Jethro's going to get back in time to take us to the train.
Well, Granny, it's 2 hours till train time.
Yeah, we ought to be at the depot right now. Tell Ellie to get a move on. I don't like to cut things as close.
I'm sure you'll make it. But why are you going by train?
Oh, Luke Short sent me a ticket and $5 expense money.
You're joking.
Oh, no. When it comes to Luke's daughters, he don't care what he spent.
Oh, well, what about Ellie's tickets?
Oh, Jed's paying for that. Ellie ain't never rode a train before. It'll be a big thrill for her. Besides, she just might meet up with a good-looking drummer or a candy butcher. Come on in.
Hi, Miss Jane.
Ellie?
Granny, how come I have to wear this scarf?
To keep the cinders and the soot out of your hair. You can tell she ain't never rode no train.
How long since you've ridden one?
1902. Rode the sea in our thunderboat from Sibley to Bugtusk. Covered that 18 miles in 1 hour flat. Broke the record. Jethro back yet?
No, but you got pretty near,
If we miss that train, he's gonna get spanked instead of the baby. Ellie, fetch my doctor's bag. It's in the kitchen.
Yes, Granny.
I'll see that they don't miss the train, but where is Jethro?
Well, he said he was going into town to get something for him and me. The boy is really looking forward to the two of us batching it.
Well, if I can be of any assistance.
Well, thank you kindly, but I was hoping to use the time to get better acquainted with Jethro. You know, hunting, fishing, camping out, man-to-man stuff.
I understand.
Well, here it is, kitty cats. Is that a bachelor pad or is that a bachelor pad, huh?
Clay. Meow.
See?
What in tarnation?
Why, those girls are from the Beverly Hills Kitty Cat Club.
You women wait inside. I'll tend to this.
Here, Uncle Jed. Come meet your kitty cats.
Is this the uncle with all the catnip?
No, ma'am. Just money.
Hey, my kitty cats?
Well, these two is yours. This here big one is mine.
Jethro.
Well, I couldn't find another one this size. Would you settle for the 2 regulars?
Girls, excuse us. You take them girls right back where they come from.
I am. I just brung them by on approval. Couldn't have done that except I borrowed Mr. Drysdale's kitty cat club key. I figured that's where we'll start tonight. Then we'll go on out to the rabbit hutch and dance with a couple of cottontails. And then to the bear's den. They got teddy bears there. And then we'll go to the deer club. They call their girls fawns. And then we'll go...
And then no place.
Oh, yeah. That's enough for the first night. Boy, you've been saying the hunting was poor in Beverly Hills. There's plenty of game if you know where to look.
I can't wait any longer. All you girls clear out. On your feet. Jed, Ellie and me's gonna miss our train.
Now, calm down, Granny. Miss Jane, I wonder if you drive these kitty cats back to their club?
Of course, the red convertible.
Stop.
Tell Mr. Drysdale we won't be needing his keys.
Oh, yes, we will, Uncle Jed. Without the keys, we won't be able to get into any of the clubs.
Get into some decent clothes. You and me is going home with Granny and Ellie Mae.
Home? You mean the hills?
That's right.
All 4 of you are going?
Yep.
Well, why can't we stay here, Uncle Jed?
Because you're too young to chase cats and I'm too old to chase you.
Oh, gee.
Here's Granny's doctor bag, Paul. Can we leave now?
We's all leaving, Ellie.
Well, then, come on. because we're gonna be late.
Oh, come on, Uncle Jed, change your mind. Listen to reason. We can have a swinging time here.
But who's gonna look after the critters?
Don't you think you should talk to Mr. Drysdale before you make a decision?
Well,
Uncle Jed, we can stay. We can stay.
Hey, we've got to get back to the club.
You stay out of this.
Here you are, Chief. Here are your keys to the kitty cats, cottontails, teddy bears, and fawns. And I think you should know they have unlocked Pandora's box of trouble.
Oh, now, relax. I only loaned them to Jethro so he and his Uncle Jed wouldn't get bored and follow Granny and Ellie back to the hills.
Well, you have succeeded. They are not following them.
Good.
They're going with them.
All four of them? The whole family?
Correct?
We may never see them again. Oh, their money. That $50 million may end up in the bank of Bug Tussle. Why did you let them go?
Well, how could I stop them?
Throw yourself in front of the truck. Hey. Well, you've got hospitalization. Granny's the key. Stop her, and we stop them all.
Granny has been called home in her capacity as a doctor. Only a similar emergency would keep her here.
There, you see. If you'd have thrown yourself in front of the truck, we'd be all set. No cooperation.
Chief, she's going home to deliver a baby.
Then we'll have to come up with one. See if any of the bank employees are expecting.
Well, if they were, they'd already have a doctor.
On what I'm paying them, don't be too sure.
Oh, really?
Now, you talk with some of those budget-minded young marrieds. Tell them they'll have free maternity care and a $10 bonus.
You are raving. In the first place, there isn't time. In the second place...
The Brewsters.
What?
I just remembered. The Brewsters are going to have a baby.
Well, they're adopting one.
Well, Granny doesn't have to know that. Not for a while, anyway. Where are the Clanfords?
Probably on the train by now.
Well, I've got to stop them.
How?
The engineer will stop if he sees a body lying across the tracks.
Chief, no, it's too dangerous.
Oh, don't be silly. I'll be standing there waving my hat and pointing to you. Oh, I'm so glad we caught you. I want the Brewsters to have the best doctor in the business.
They got her.
And they got you to thank for stopping that train.
Bravest thing I ever did hear tell of. Engineer said somebody laid right down on the tracks.
I reckon that's Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, please, let's not talk about it.
That sure must have been something to say.
Just watching it scared Miss Jane. She's still sitting in the car, white as a sheet and shaking like a leaf.
You know women. Well, we's almighty happy to hear that the Brewster's expecting a young'un.
And you and Miss Jane can take me right over to see her.
Oh, she doesn't know yet that I was able to get you. I'll tell them the good news.
Well, you tell Mr. Brewster not to worry. I ain't lost a father yet. That's a joke us doctors always use at a time like this.
Very funny, too. But you get unpacked and I'll contact the Brewster.
Chief, Mr. and Mrs. Brewster are here.
Hello, Melbourne. John, Edith, congratulations. I heard about the baby.
Oh, thank you.
Come on over and sit down, little mother.
Mr. Drysdale, we're adopting the baby.
Yes, I know. Sit down. Oh, I got some marvelous news for you. You too, John. Sit down.
Hi, Melbourne. Well, what is it?
I have solved your biggest problem for you.
Really? What's that?
Yes, I've gotten you a baby nurse.
Oh, Chief.
I would like this door and your mouth kept closed.
Melbourne, that's very nice of you, but we're not going to have a baby nurse.
What?
Now, Edith wants to take care of the baby herself.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it.
But this is my gift to you, my surprise gift. Oh, Granny will be awfully disappointed.
Granny?
That's the surprise part.
You don't mean Granny Clampett.
The little hillbilly woman?
What makes you think she's a hillbilly?
I was the one who found the Clampetts, remember? They were living in a shack so far back in the woods that Granny had to make her own soap out of lye and possum fat.
John, since then they have spent 4 years living in a mansion in Beverly Hills.
Howdy, Mr. Brewster.
Dad?
Congratulations. Mr. Drysdale told us about the new boarder that's a-coming.
Well, thank you, Mr. Clampett.
You must be a happy man. Where's Miss Brewster?
She's at home getting the nursery ready.
Well, you tell her not to bother about a cradle. The minute we heard the good news, I dug this one up. Been in the family a lot of years. Last baby to use it was Jethro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the reason I'm putting in some more slats. Jethro gnawed right through a couple of them.
Baby did this?
Funny thing about Jethro, he was born with a full set of teeth, just like a beaver.
That's incredible.
Jethro went to eating right off. Since he was 3 months old, he sat at the table and matched the grown-ups jowl for jowl.
Well, Edith and I appreciate your interest in the baby, Mr. Clampett, and Mr. Drysdale told us how he has Granny all lined up.
Oh, yeah, she's looking forward to it. She's out back right now making baby soap.
Yes. Yes, well, you thank her for us, but...
Now, it's us that's beholden to you. We was poor as folks could get till you bought our oil.
Well...
Why, till you come along, and we was living mostly on pawpaws and high wind.
Well, getting back to Granny helping with the baby, you tell her that Edith has decided to do it all herself.
What didn't you say?
No, she wants it that way.
I heard about that back in the hills, but ain't that kind of unusual for a city woman?
Yes, it is, and I'm very proud of her. Well,
Oh, Mr. Brewster, I gotta admit, your wife's mighty spunky, but this being her first young'un, hadn't she better have Granny around?
well, let's let Edith try it her way. She's been reading books, attending classes and lectures, and...
Well, that's all well and good, but I'd have her talk to Granny. You can't beat 50, 60 years of experience.
No. Well, I'll pass that along to Edith.
Oh, by the way, when is the young one due to arrive?
Well, we don't know yet. We're waiting for somebody to tell us.
Have you seen that? Is that Mr. Brewster driving away?
Yep.
How soon are they going to need my help?
They need it right now, but they don't want it.
Don't want it. Do you mean that Mr. Drysdale pulled us off that train for nothing?
Now, hold on, Granny. It wasn't his fault. Miss Brewster got it into her head that she's going to have this baby all by herself.
That little pampered city woman.
She's been reading books and such, and she figures she can handle it.
When's it due?
They're waiting for somebody to tell them.
I better get over there and see her right away. Where's Jeff?
He went flying out here on the truck a little while ago.
That suet brain. I'm gonna smoke his haunches till he can sit in the tub and heat his own bathwater. Mark my words, Jed. He's chasing after them kitty cats again.
I don't think he can without a key.
Dear sir, this is to advise you that on...
Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale. Here's your key back.
Oh, why don't you keep it, Jethro?
I don't need it. I'm opening up my own club, the Possum Pen.
What?
Jethro.
I'm going around collecting the most beautiful girls in town. Can I borrow Miss Jane?
Oh, Jethro, why would you want me?
To drive your car. My truck's full. Well, then could you do me another favor? Here, kitty cats. Reckon you can change these kitty costumes into possums?
No, thank you.
Are you serious about this?
I sure am. And I told the girls I'd double their pay.
You can't do that.
Who says he can't?
She does.
Gee, sure you're not afraid of a girl.
Of course not. Come on, either one of you.
Sorry, Mr. Drysdale. I don't want nothing to happen to my kitty cats. I mean, possums.
You mean chickens?
Hey, that looks dandy. Pink and blue, huh?
But we don't know whether it's going to be a girl or a boy.
This way we can just untie the collar it ain't.
Well, speaking of the proud parents-to-be, come in, come
Thank
in.
you, Mr. Clampett.
I'm happy to see you.
Well, thank you, Granny.
Congratulations.
Ellie Mae.
We got your cradle all ready for you.
Cradle.
Yes, dear, this fine old cradle has been in the Clampett family for years. They're going to let us use it.
Jethro was the last baby in it.
This here with his rattle.
Hey, this is the cowbell we used to tie around his neck so he wouldn't get lost.
When Jethro was a baby, he used to crawl off into the woods a lot, looking for food.
Well, Jethro was born with a full set of teeth there, just like a beaver. Well, I will just take this cradle out and put it in the car.
I'll give you a hand.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Ellie, you go outside with the men folks. I want to have a little talk with Miss Brewster.
Yes, Granny.
Edith, Jed tells me that according to your husband, you want to take care of everything yourself when the baby comes.
Oh, yes, I do. I've been reading books and going to classes and lectures, and I feel I'm ready for John Jr.
John Jr. Want a boy, huh?
Well, it's what John wants, so that's what we decided on.
You decided?
Yes, we're going to pick him up at 3 o'clock.
Pick him up?
At the Beverly Hills baby service.
The Beverly Hills baby service?
Yes, I thought you knew all about this.
Honey, it ain't me that don't know. Why don't you take your coat off and be comfortable? You and me got a lot to talk about.
I don't really have much time.
Darling, do you know what we forgot? The baby basket.
You're right, we did.
Baby basket?
Yes, to put our boy in. We're going to go get him at 3 o'clock.
Uh-huh. From that Beverly Hills baby service.
That's right.
Oh, John, I'm so excited. I can't believe the big moment is almost here.
I know just how you feel, sweetheart. We've waited a long time for this day.
Oh, yes.
Well, come on, let's get the basket and go pick up the baby.
Oh, I hope we won't have to stand in line.
Well, we won't. All we have to do is give him the money.
Hold it.
Oh? Didn't you finish your advice to Edith?
Didn't even get started. Both of you better sit down.
We haven't time for that now, Granny.
No, we'll stop on our way home and show you John Jr. Goodbye, Granny. Goodbye, Miss Clement.
Oh, see you later.
So long.
Where are they going in such a hurry?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
They're going to a baby store to buy a baby.
You're right, I don't believe you.
Jed, it beats anything I ever heard. How folks can get to be their age and still be green as grass.
You going to try to straighten them out?
Don't worry, they'll be back with a broken heart. Then is when they's gonna need us.
Pa, Jethro's back. And wait till you see what he's got with him this time.
What in tarnation?
Uncle Jed, I couldn't find no possum outfits, but we can still have a key club. We'll call it the Haunted House, and these girls will be spooks. Granny, you were supposed to be over at the Brewsters. We can't have a swinging key club with you around.
Jed, you'll have to take care of this. I gotta figure out some way to help them poor Brewsters. Come on, Ellie. I got a notion stirring.
What do you think, Uncle Jed? You ain't saying nothing.
That ain't easy.
The whole thing was Miss Jane's idea. She rounded up the girls and everything. Woo! She's my head spook.
I contrived this notion to keep an eye on the dear boy.
Miss Jane, can I see what the girls look like now without their shades on?
Of course. All right, girls, take them off.
All right, that's enough. Put them back on. Everybody back in the truck.
All right, Ellie, come on, fetch it in.
Granny, I just seen the Brewsters come through the gate.
Good, we got it just in time. Come on, Ellie.
You got a what?
It's a baby for the Brewsters.
You got a what?
Jed, they's all built up to hear the patter of little feet in that nursery.
Well, Granny says they got to have something to love and fuss over.
At least until I can explain a few things to them.
And you got him a baby?
Well, not exactly, but it's as close as we could come. I'm
Well, yeah, he's cute, all right, but I don't hardly think they're going to be satisfied with this.
Well, it's better than coming home with an empty basket.
Yeah, we's in the kitchen, Mr. Brewster.
Cheer up, folks. We got you something to put in your basket.
Here it is. Now, don't let him near the baby.
Baby.
What dog is it did get a baby? Look at that.
That's John Jr.
Oh, isn't he beautiful?
Handsome, dear. Handsome, not beautiful.
And you got him at the Beverly Hills baby service?
That's right. And we've got our order in for 3 more.
Well, we wanted you to have the first look. Come on, dear.
I'll see you to the door.
Oh, thank you.
I'll be back later for that advice, Granny.
Forget it, honey. Just let me borrow some of them books you've been reading.
What books, Granny?
I don't know. But as soon as I read them, you and me's gonna have a long talk.
Well, we don't have a long talk.
I know. But it appears things have moved ahead considerable since my day.
Oh, yes, sir. Granny said it's high time I was learning, because this is the way to a man's heart.
It's right as rain. You know, when it comes to getting a husband, the best spooning is done in the kitchen.
Well, I done beating the batter. You want to lick the spoon?
I do for a fact. Yes, sir. Good cooking is just about as important as good looking. Yes, sir. When a girl as pretty as you can whip up a cake batter like this, got a lot of life to it, don't it?
Thank you.
Maybe you better beat this a little more. I don't think you quite broke its spirit.
Ed,
Yeah, Granny?
we have got to do something about Jethro before he drives me to an early grave.
What's he done now?
He was in the kitchen here underfoot, eating everything he could get his hand to. And to give him something to do, I told him to crack me a basket of walnuts.
Ain't he doing it?
Oh, he's doing it. But wait till you see how. See what I mean?
That rascal is using my slow-town grain mill.
He's getting bone lazy, Jed. It's time he learned a trade, like barrel making or blacksmithing.
Seems a shame for a boy with 6 years of schooling to do hand labor. Must be some way we can put all that education to work.
He can't make up his mind what he wants to be. One day it's a rocket scientist, and the next day it's a fry cook.
Well, that's his brain and his stomach fighting it out.
Mark my words, his stomach will win.
I don't know. He's got a brain for figures. I ain't ever seen anybody could cipher like that boy.
Here's your cracked walnuts, Granny.
Cracked? You mean powdered.
What are you chattering about?
You're probably the biggest nut he's ever seen.
Jethro, cipher something. Show Granny how good you are.
Okay. Well, what do you want? Times or Gazinta?
Well, let's have some gazintas.
Okay. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 10 twice, 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 24 times. That's as high as I can go anyway, without my tablet.
You done fine, boy.
I still say, where's he going to use all that highfalutin education?
Well, there's Mr. Drysdale's bank. They do a heap of ciphering down there.
Oh, wouldn't that be a blessing?
What are you all talking about?
Well, we think you ought to get a job.
At the bank? I kind of lean towards being a fry cook. They get all they want to eat.
See?
I'll tell you what, Jethro, you have a talk with Mr. Drysdale. Let fly with a few of them gazintas. He might have a place for you.
Excuse me, Chief. Mr. Marvin Bagby is here for his appointment.
Oh, yes. Jethro, show Miss Hathaway some of your amazing ciphering.
Oh, well, Chief, I've seen it.
I've done some gazintas for her, but I ain't times nothing.
Yes, time something.
Okay. 1 times 1 is 1.
In her office. Are you Mr. Marvin Bagby?
I prefer the name by which I am known the world over. Marvel the Magnificent.
Dog, you're a magician.
Greatest in the world, my boy. My boy, treasure. You are Mr. Drysdale, I presume.
That's right. Sit down.
Thank you. Your bank has been highly recommended. I wish to arrange a loan.
Well, no problem if you have collateral.
I am temporarily between engagements. However, I expect to hear from my agent at any moment.
Sorry, Mr. Bagby. My bank can't make you an unsecured loan.
Unsecured? My dear moneylender, I have a warehouse full of priceless professional paraphernalia.
Sorry.
It is worth conservatively $100,000. I only want to borrow 50.
50,000?
$50.
It's not even worth that to my bank. Now, why don't you take it out of the warehouse and sell it?
A magician does not sell the secrets that have brought him fame and fortune. Besides, there's a little matter of 10 years backstory.
In other words, you haven't worked in 10 years.
Not on the stage, no. But I've sold aluminum awnings and stole mufflers. My most recent position was at a car wash. Wait, Mr. Drysdale. Be merciful, man. I haven't the price of a meal.
Well, just pull a rabbit out of your hat and eat it.
Fortunately, I consumed the last one some weeks ago.
Oh, by the way, who recommended this bank to you?
The bank down the street.
Miss Hathaway, bring your book, please.
Mr. Drysdale, I've done times plumb through the 8s. Have you decided where you want me to work?
Not yet, Jethro, but we'll have something for you in a week or so.
You want me to wait here?
No, you can go home.
Thank you. Oh, Mr. Marvel,
What is it, boy?
whereabouts can I go to see your magic act?
I might be able to show you 1 feat of legerdemain here and now. Do you have a 50-cent piece?
No, sir, but I got a quarter.
It will do. Watch closely. Now you see it. Now you don't.
How about that? Hey, can I see another one?
Have you another coin?
No, sir, but if you come up to the house, we got plenty there.
No, thank you, lad.
Yeah, but my Uncle Jed, he is just crazy about magicians. Well, I bet you he'd pay to see your whole act.
I doubt if he can afford it.
He's got $50 million.
He has what?
$50 million, right here in this bank. Just ask the cashier.
Perhaps he can afford it.
Who's that grand-looking gentleman?
Uncle Jed, that there is Marvo the Magnificent, world's greatest magician.
What did you say?
Well, no, sir. Throw right on his suitcase. Uncle Jed, I'd like for you to meet Mr. Marvo the Magnificent.
How do you do, sir?
My dog is Mr. Magnificent. Who'd have thought I'd be shaking hands with a real honest-to-goodness magician?
Pleasure is mine, sir. Say, that's a beautiful scarf you have there.
Where?
Why, right here in your pocket.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Ain't that something? Did you see that?
I did for a fact.
One moment, Jethro. I believe that your ear. astounding presentation, I shall require the services of my gorgeous young assistant.
Down, Jethro. He ain't talking about you.
Well, he sure ain't talking about you.
Yes,
He ain't neither.
Yes.
He ain't.
Jethro, girls first, then you can have your turn.
My compliments, young lady.
Hey, did y'all see that?
Sure did, Ellie. That rascal's a world beater, ain't he?
I'll say.
Look, I think he's fixing to pull a rabbit out of his hat.
Serve, ladies and gentlemen, an ordinary top hat. Now, with the assistance of this lovely young lady, I shall make a cake.
Did he say a cake?
Yeah, and he sure picked the wrong assistant for that.
The ingredients, if you please. Flour and sugar. Butter. Milk. And eggs.
He's gonna ruin that hat.
Get himself a sorry cake in the bargain.
Stir the batter, please.
Well, if you say so.
Here. Now you may remove the cake.
But there ain't no cake in there. Well, there's just a big old mess of... Look, it's bad.
That's a better looking cake than she took out of the oven.
Yeah. Ought to get her a hat to cook in.
When's he gonna pull a rabbit out of that thing?
Granny, it's my turn to be his assistant.
For our next excursion into the realm of magic,
Okay, Ellie, you can sit down now. I'm going to help him.
you, Jethro,
Yes, sir. You know, Mr. Marvel, I've been sitting out there watching you, and I done made up my mind. You're what I'm going to be.
I beg your pardon.
It beats working at the bank, brain surgeon, double knot spying, streetcar conducting, or anything.
What does?
Being a magician, like you. Jethro the Magnificent.
An admirable ambition, my boy, but magic is an art which requires a great deal of skill and knowledge.
Oh, I'm full clean up to here with knowledge. I done graduated 6th grade. Yeah.
Well, of course, the most important thing is the equipment. Very difficult to get. Very expensive.
Heck, fire. My Uncle Jed's got millions. Well, he could buy me a whole warehouse full of stuff.
Yes. Good. Indeed.
Come on, let's have a show.
Pull a rabbit out of your hat.
Please, Mr. Marvel, just give me a chance to show you how good I can be.
Very well, my boy. This will be your test. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with the aid of my brilliant young assistant, I shall cause this vessel of solid metal to vanish before your eyes. And to make it even more difficult, I shall first fill it with water.
No, it ain't, Mr. Marvel. It is hooked to this here thread.
That's the best trick yet.
Jethro's a natural for that magic stuff.
How'd I do, Mr. Marvel?
You're a natural, my boy. I think I know where your Uncle Jed can buy that warehouse full of equipment.
I'm gonna be a magician.
Well, good. Maybe the two of you together can pull a rabbit out of that dad-blasted hat.
Oh, Mr. Marvel, look at all this stuff. What is it?
I will explain, my boy. This is the magic cabinet of the beautiful maiden.
Hot dog. There ain't no beautiful maiden in here.
That's the magic pot. This cabinet can produce one.
Oh, go on. You're greening me.
Observe. An empty cabinet. Right? Now I'll turn it around for your benefit.
Okay, now what?
Watch closely. Beautiful maiden, sweet and fair, materialize from out of the air.
Can I learn to do that?
If your uncle buys the equipment.
Oh, he will, he will. I guarantee it. Well, this thing alone is worth the money.
Very well, we will test your skill. Into your hand I place the magic wand. About your shoulders, the sorcerer's mantle. And upon your head, the wizard's crown.
All ready now?
You are indeed ready.
Okay, let me see if I remember what to say. Oh, yeah. A beautiful maiden, sweet and fair moment. Come to me from out of the air. Yeah! Uncle Jed, write the check. I'm a magician. Uncle Jed, write the check.
Quickly, girls. Wait for me in the taxi outside the gate. You will be handsomely rewarded.
Mr. Drysdale?
Mr. Clampett, come in, come in. Get up, let Mr. Clampett sit down.
No. Matter of fact, Mr. Drysdale, I think you better sit down.
Me?
Yeah, I got some awful bad news for you.
Bad news?
Now, try to get a hold of yourself. Jethro ain't coming to work for you.
You ain't?
No, the boy is going into the show business. He's going to be a magician in vaudeville.
Jethro?
Going to call himself Jethro the Magnificent. Bought that name, some fancy clothes, and a whole warehouse full of magic stuff from a fella called Marvo.
Marvo, the Magnificent?
Oh, well, Chief, that's the man who's...
I know.
World's greatest magician. Nice fella, too. Sold me $100,000 worth of stuff for half price.
50,000 down the drain.
My golly, I didn't think he'd take losing Jethro so hard. Well, now, I'll tell you what. Y'all come up to the house, and I'll have him put on a magic show for you. Cheer you right up.
Where did Ellie get that costume?
Come in the trunk with the magic stuff. But it looks like some of it done disappeared.
Now I present to you Jethro the Magnificent.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For my first fee to Lay Germain. Got the wrong handkerchief. I never did like polka dots. Don't mind them for a little while. For my next magic trick, I am going to pull a rabbit out of this here hat.
Now you're talking.
Next trick, Jethro. I got to work on this one some more.
Ladies and gentlemen, that there is such a good trick, I'm going to save it till last. And now, I am going to produce a cake from my hat. I mean, if I can borrow a hat from the audience.
My hat's got a hole in it. Can he borrow yours?
Of course, delighted.
You are, Jethro?
Thank you, sir.
that scrubbed the place down from... Oh, what happened? He was concentrating again.
Oh, yes. Continue.
Well, cut through the cloth and get right to the cheese. It ain't likely we're going to change Granny's ways at her age, so I figured the thing for us to do is get a small house somewhere and move.
Move?
Yeah, some little place out in the country that Granny can keep up without too much work.
Now, please, Mr. Clapper, you can't move. It'll break my bank. Heart, we're friends, neighbors.
Yeah, you and your missus are fine neighbors. Us city folks go. But what Granny needs is some country women around. Somebody her own age to talk to. Somebody you can have quilting bees with, molasses stir-offs, hog rendering.
Now, listen, Mr. Clapper. At this moment, my wife is in New York buying some gowns. But as soon as she gets back, I'm sure she'll want to have Granny over for a hog rendering and a quilting stir-off.
Molasses?
No, I mean it.
Mr. Drysdale, you're a fine fella, but I have got to get Granny out of that mansion. It's just too much housework.
Well, now, you just leave everything to me, Mr. Clapper.
Uncle Jed, I'm glad you're back. Granny's been driving me into the ground.
Well, cheer up, boy. Mr. Drysdale and me is working on this.
You're working. I done all this, and I got 27 rooms to go.
I mean, we've been working on ways to stop all this furniture moving.
I got a way. Let's set fire to it.
I believe we can best that. Sit down. Now, I got a plan. But first, we got to pram Granny a mite.
What you mean?
Well, we got to make her think that she's getting a little bit too old for all this heavy work.
I see.
And we got to be real sly about it. Just the slightest little hint, and she'll take the bait and run with it.
Well, I catch you, hon. Smart. Use our heads.
That's right. Now, I'll go let Ellie in on it. Now, remember, when you see Granny, just nudge her with the notion that you have seen her looking a mite spryer.
You can count on me, Uncle Jed.
Jethro, get in here.
I'm coming, Granny.
Take this out next.
Okay. Holy smoke, you look awful.
What?
You are ready for the boneyard. I ain't never seen anybody look so miserable.
No face smudged or something?
No, it ain't no smudge. It's your skin.
You mean I'm commencing to show my age a mite?
You'll never live to be as old as you look.
My skin's all brown and wrinkled. Oh, I'm looking in the back.
Don't look in the front. That'll really scare you.
Look that old?
I seen one thing look older, but it had moss growing on it.
Say, Granny, how long ago was this here spinning wheel made?
Oh, that's got to be at least 150 years old.
What'd you use before you got this?
What?
Sorry, Granny.
Just a minute. How old do you think I am?
I don't know. How old are you?
I don't know neither, for sure.
Well, I know how you can tell.
How?
Well, just find out how old the hills are, because everybody says you're as old as them.
Jed, do you know for sure how old I am?
Well, no, Granny, but it ought to be easy to find out. Just write home to somebody your own age. Let's see, now there's, no, he's gone. How about, no, she went to her reward years ago. Must be somebody still around. Tell you what, I'll study on it, Granny. In the meantime, you better get cracking. You got 32 rooms to scrub down.
Jed, maybe I had ought to put off spring house cleaning for a spell.
Put it off.
Well, I did jump the gun a mite. It ain't really spring yet.
True.
In fact, I think I'll rest for a little bit. Right now.
Good idea.
Where have you been? Why Why aren't you ever around when I need you?
Chief, I got here as quickly as possible. I was in bed when you called.
In bed?
Well, it was 6 a.m.
At 6 a.m., I was already having my first conference.
Really?
Yes. That's why I'm president of the bank, and you're just the secretary. I'm up with the chickens, and you sleep all day.
Chief, it is 6:30.
All right. You can work late tonight and make it up. Now, here's the situation. Jed Clampett thinks Granny's working too hard. So he wants to move to a smaller home in the country.
A very sensible idea, and you want me to look for one?
No. I want you to look for a new job.
I don't understand.
I'll say you don't. I don't have a bank in the country.
Well, Chief, just because they move doesn't mean they'd move their money.
Miss Hathaway, we don't take chances with $50 million. I want them right next door where I can keep an eye on them.
Well, in that case, there's only one solution. We'll have to get someone to do the work for Granny.
Now you're talking. Grab a scrub bucket and get over there. Well, you know Granny doesn't like strangers around.
Chief, I am a highly skilled executive secretary. I'm not paid to do housework.
Yes, you're right. Okay. While you're there, you'll be on half salary.
Oh, yeah, Jed, I'm rested now. I'm going to get up.
No, stay right where you are. I want to talk to you.
What about?
Well, Granny, I think it's time you faced the fact that this house is too much for you.
It is a powerful burden. But then I'm used to work, Jed. I've never knowed nothing else.
Well, that's just it. You've earned a rest.
That's not for me, Jed. My rest will come when they lay me in that pine box.
Well, I got an idea where we could get you some rest before then.
I'd like to know how.
Well, first off, we got to get you out of this 32-room backbreaker.
Where would I go?
Well, Granny, somewhere out in the country, there's a home just waiting for you.
In the country?
Yeah, someplace where you don't have to work so hard, where you got friendly neighbors, folks your own age to talk to.
Jed, you're fixing to send me to the old folks' homes.
No, I ain't.
Yes, you are.
I ain't neither.
Yes, you are.
Granny, I ain't no such a thing.
You swear it.
I swear.
Yes, you are. Jethro! Jethro! Save me, Jethro, save me.
From what?
Your Uncle Jed wants to send me to the old folks' home.
Granny.
Oh, so that's the plan you was getting her primed for.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is. I slowed down 1 year, and you're going to throw me on the scrap heap.
Well, you're awful old, Granny.
Boy.
And you're not just over the hill, you're down in the holler. How's that for hinting, Uncle Jed?
Boy, go get the truck. We're going to take Granny out in the country.
No, Jed, please.
Granny, I just want to show you what I got in mind.
I don't want to see it. I'm too young to go to the old folks' home.
Are you kidding?
Get the truck.
Please, Jed, please give me another chance. I'll clean the whole house all by myself.
Now, Granny.
I'll show you. I'm just as spry as I ever
Found her, Pop.
I wish...
She's awful stove up.
I don't want her. She mopped the whole downstairs.
And all the sidewalks she could get at.
She mopped around the cement pump. Under she lies.
Wore the mop clean down to the nub.
I'm as spry as I ever was, Jed.
Sure you are, Granny.
I can't get her fingers loose from the mop.
There go her legs again.
Her legs, Ellie. Now, let go of the mop, Granny.
Make me some suds. I'll come in so I'm upstairs.
Take it easy. Ellie Mae, you stay here and take care of her. Jethro and me will go out in the country and see if we can find...
No, Jed. Ain't I showed you I can still earn my keep?
Well, that's just it, Granny. You can't keep on working this hard.
Yes, I can. I got my second wind. Now come in so I'm upstairs.
Now, easy does it.
No, Jed, don't send me away.
Nobody wants to send you away, Granny. We're just looking for a little place where we can all move in.
I don't believe you.
It looks like you're going to take showing her. Go put her on the truck. Hey, Jethro, fetch her.
No, no.
We'll never catch her now.
She's done made it to the heavy brush.
You get Duke and track her down. Jethro and me will head for the country and scout out a place or two to show her.
Yes, sir, Pop.
Oh, here's Mr. Drysdale.
Why aren't you up at the Clampets helping with the house cleaning?
Let me explain. A, I am not qualified. B, it would be only a temporary solution. And C, I was able to get Mrs. Mack here, who comes highly recommended.
Baloney. A strange woman like that wouldn't last 5 minutes. Now send her back where she came from, and you get up there and you start help.
Who you calling strange?
Please!
I didn't mean strange. I meant stranger. You see, the Clampets are very unusual people, and I just don't think you could please them.
No.
On the other hand, of course, with your winning ways and sweet personality. Miss Hathaway, take this lovely lady up to the Clampets and see that she's made welcome.
I'll certainly do my best, Chief.
Don't fail. I hold you personally responsible for her happiness and well-being.
That old hound dog will never see the day he can find this old fox.
Well, that's strange. The place seems deserted. I'll tell you what, you wait here and I'll go upstairs and see if I can find Granny.
Who are you? Ma'am?
Mrs. Mack, who are you?
Well, I'm Granny.
Oh, you're the one they're looking for.
Yeah, they're going to send me away. But I'll show them that I can still clean this house.
Oh, no, that's my job now.
Why?
I'm the new housekeeper.
They didn't even give me a chance. Well, you tell them that they ain't gonna put me in no old folks' home. I'm leaving. And they'll never see me again. They'll just find my bleached bones out on the desert where I died from hunger and thirst. Well, hunger anyway. Hold them doors open, soldier. Coming in to get my money.
Well, yes, Margaret, of course I'm happy to have you back home. But I'm busy now, dear. My secretary is gone. I'll call you back, sweetheart. Of course I do. Hello. Miss Hathaway. Why aren't you back here where you belong?
Well, Chief, I'm afraid there's a crisis here at the Clampets. Mrs. Mack took one look at the size of this house and quit. Now we have to find another housekeeper.
I just found her. Get busy with that scrub bucket. Granny, what can I do for you?
You can put my share of Jed's money in that wheelbarrow. I'm going back home to the hills to be laid away.
What?
I was going to die on the desert, and then I decided I'd go back home and be buried proper. Come on, load it up.
But, Granny, your share of Mr. Clampet's money would come to almost $13 million.
Yeah, that ought to buy me one humdinger of a funeral.
Granny, you're just a little tired. Why don't I let Perkins drive you back up to the house, eh?
No, you won't. They want to get rid of me.
Who does?
Jed and the young'uns. I give them the best years of my life. And now they're throwing me on the scrap heap.
Surely not.
Yeah. I'm just a poor old worn-out bag of bones.
I can't believe that.
It's true. My own kinfolks don't want me. Just 'cause I slowed up a little and I can't clean the house like I used to.
Well, that's ridiculous. I just wish I had someone like you to clean my house.
You do?
You bet.
You got me. Call your wife and tell her I'll be right over.
Right?
This'll prove to Jed that I ain't ready for the boneyard. I'll clean that house of yours till it shines like a bright new penny.
But...
Call Miss Drysdale. Tell her to commence toting the stuff outside. Have her set it in the front yard so it'll get plenty of fresh air and sunshine. I'll be over there in a jiffy.
No, Granny, wait. On second thought, I think that... No, what I mean is...
What you mean is that you don't need me neither. Come on, load that up. I'm going back to my final rest.
Now, Granny, you didn't let me finish. What I meant was I need you here more than I do at home.
In the bank?
Yes, yeah, of course. You see, with Miss Hathaway away, I'm up to my ears. There's the phone and no one to answer it.
Oh, you poor man. Hello, Mr. Drysdale's office, Secretary Granny speaking. Oh, howdy, Miss Drysdale. Your husband was just telling me how bad your house needs cleaning.
No, wait! Margaret, I told you I'd call you back. Yes, I'll explain everything when I get home, dear. Now, please, I told you I did. Well, all right.
Shame on you. Flirting with your new secretary already.
Nothing, dear. I'll explain it all later.
Duke and me's covered that hall in more ways than a kraut lays in a barrel. Never did pick up Granny's trail again.
Likely she circled back.
Oh, poor old Duke's plumb ashamed of himself.
You can leave my wheelbarrow out there, Perkins.
Thank you, madam.
It won't take me long to change and pack up. Sit down. There's plenty of chairs. Or lay down. There's plenty of beds.
Oh, Granny, I'm so glad you're back. I'm afraid I'm not very good at your job.
Well, I'm a crackerjack at yours.
What?
Mr. Drysdale just made me his new secretary. I am now what you call a career girl.
You are what you call potted. Give me that jug.
I ain't the kind of a girl that drinks on the job.
What's this nonsense about you getting a job?
Well, it beats getting put into the old folks' home.
Granny, I keep telling you, we ain't putting you in the old folks' home.
You bet you ain't, Charlie. I'm moving into my own apartment. Mr. Drysdale, your secretary's back.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, where is she?
Right here.
Oh, I thought you meant Miss Hathaway had come back.
Oh, she's got my old job. Well, let's get to work.
Granny.
None of that. Don't let this dress make you forget you're a married man.
Granny, I've got a lot of papers to get out.
Well, let's hop to it.
Do you know how to type?
I can learn.
Press the button.
Am I typing?
Yeah. I'll get the phone in my office.
Yonder she says.
Well, I'll be doggone.
She wasn't fooling.
You folks had an appointment?
Miss Hathaway, just hurry down here. I'll figure out something to do with Granny. Now, please, I need you.
Mr. Drysdale?
Mr. Clampett, come in.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for giving Granny a job. It sure has perked her up.
My pleasure. Oh, she's wonderful. Matter of fact, she's due for a promotion.
What didn't you say? Granny, did you hear that? Mrs. Drysdale's giving you a promotion.
That's right, Granny. I'm moving you up to an office on top of the whole building.
What'll I do up there?
You'll be vice president in charge of the whole building.
Well, doggies.